Hey, hello, how you doing? My name is Tehja, and this is like part 8, 9, I don't know, of my Vday Lovecore fashion project. And today is the last part of the construction process of this project. If you haven't watched any of the other videos, I linked the playlist down below in the description box and in the comments, just so you could catch up. And it'll probably be in this video card somewhere, I don't know, but so you can catch up on just how I made my Vday Lovecore fashion project. I made the shorts version first, so if you want to check out the shorts to get a preview of how the actual construction process went, then you can do that. But anyway, besides the point, this is the last one for construction. I am bedazzling and decorating some stockings to finish my Vday Lovecore fashion project outfit. Like the look, you gotta have the stockings. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. So from the sketch, I think I made the biggest change of the stocking design, because I was tired. I was on a deadline too, because just to tell y'all, I was still finishing up some garments while I was posting the shorts of me making the Vday Lovecore fashion project. So I wanted it to be as easy and simple as possible, but still have the high quality and the design that fit the rest of the outfit, because everything else was super rhinestoned and refined, and just, you know, it was a lot. It was very technical, and so I didn't want to like rush the stockings and have it be too much. So anyway, this should be a quick video, relatively, right? Yeah. Anyway, I don't even remember, because that's how much it was a blur. But anyway, grab a drink, grab a snack, grab whatever you want to grab, just on GP. Just to have some fun, just to lean back, relax, and enjoy the show. All the materials will be linked down below, and all of that good stuff. So if you'd like to see how I decorated and rhinestone these stockings for my Vday Lovecore fashion project, please keep on watching until the end of the video. So these are the stockings that I'm using. I got these stockings from Amazon, and there are these like very opaque, not like overly opaque, but a nice rich color red stockings. So I'll be using these as a base to make these stockings, which is the last piece of this entire outfit. I'm very excited. So first things first is that I'm going to take the stockings out of the package and kind of just see what we working with. So I did put those stockings over to the side because I gotta make some charms first. So I'm taking this 1/4 inch red satin ribbon, and I'm just going to tape that down to secure it. And I'm going to do the same method that I did for the beaded tassels for the whatchamacallit, wow, for the gloves. And also, this is the same method that I did for the fringe at the bottom of the corset as well. So I'll be using the Roses 28mm Aura Drip Icicle Chandelier pendants, and also the Roses 38mm Teardrop Aura Drip Chandelier pendants as well for the charms, and the leftover beads that I used from the gloves as well. I want to make a couple of beaded tassels and like into one tassel, so I'm going OG style, which I did for the corset, which is to use those silver jump rings, and I'm just gonna loop one in the hole of the teardrop pendant, and then I'm going to take the needle that I used for the other one, and I'm just going to loop it the same way I did with the beaded tassels in the gloves video. It's just to loop it through the the hole, and then loop it through the actual thread itself, and then it's secured nice and tight. So then I'm going to alternate between beads. I think I'm taking, ooh, is that 8mm or 6mm? 2 6mm beads, and oh yeah, 2 6mm beads, and then I'm going to use an 8mm bead, and then I think I do that a few times until the whole tassel, I believe, is 2.5 or 3 inches, something. And then I sew the tassel right onto the ribbon the same exact way. I'm going to go underneath the ribbon and pull through until the top bead hits the bottom of the ribbon, and then I'm going to loop through, go down, boom, on the right side, loop it through, and then sew back up. There you go. From the bottom of the satin ribbon up, and then do it again. Oh, I think I do it twice on the right side and twice on the left side. It's a little messy. And then I knot it off in the front only because it doesn't matter if you see the knots or not, because it's going to go at the back of some bows that I'm going to make afterwards. All right, so this is what the first tassel looks like, and then I'm going to make 2 other tassels to go along with it. So I placed a Rose's Icicle pendant about where I wanted it to look as a charm, and then I'm measuring to see how long I need the beads to be, which is about 2 inches. So I literally repeat the same steps of making that beaded tassel that I did for the teardrop one, and I just do it twice to have 2 of the teardrop ones. Of the icicle ones. Wow, to keep up with this. 2 of the icicle ones. And with the icicle ones, I'm going to sew 1 on each side of the teardrop one, as close as I can. And then I think I pulled over the 4mm ones, 4mm beads for the icicle tassels as well. And I think I just follow the same pattern, but instead of it being 6mm, it's the 4mm ones, and then so it'll be 2 4mm ones and then a 6mm one as the pattern, and then repeat until it's the length you want it to be. All right, so this is what the little beaded tassel charm looks like that I made, and this is pretty much the vibe that I'm going for. It's actually really, really, really freaking cute. So what I'm going to do is cut it off of this 1/4 inch ribbon, make another one, and then these are going to go on the back of some satin bows, red satin bows that I will be making off camera. So these are the bows, boom. So I made them with a little less wide ribbon than the ones I made in the heart bra video. If you want a tutorial on how I made these ribbons, you can go to the heart bra video, adorning the heart bra, in order to find out how to make your own. I believe it's like 1.25 inch wide ribbons. And I just wanted them a little bit smaller because I didn't want it to be too repetitive. So I'm going to take one ribbon and then I'm going to cut that little tassel chain thingy, charm thingy off, and then I'm just gonna use that little satin ribbon piece, and put it on the back of the satin bow. Hold it in place, adjust it if needed, just making sure that there's no like exposing threads or anything like that, and just making sure that the first bead hits at the bottom of where the bow is, the little center part of the bow is, and then I'm going to hand sew it in place as securely as possible. All right, and so this is what it looks like once it's all said and done. It's so freaking cute. I love it so much. It is adorable. That's another thing I can make over and over and over again as well. So I did it to both ribbons, and so now they're all ready to go in order to be sewn onto the stockings. So now I'm taking the stockings and I'm just kind of guesstimating where I want the bows to be placed, because I don't want them at the top, but I also don't want them too low either. So I'm just kind of figuring that out real quick, and then making sure that the bows are placed on in the center of the top of the stockings as well. Of course, then when I place the bow where I need it to be placed, I'm pretty much off kilter, off center, or out of frame when sewing it down in place. But I'm just hand sewing the bow, the back of the bow to the, stocking as best as possible. And I'm just sewing just around the perimeter just to secure it in place, like in a little box. And then I'm just going to tie it off, and then it should be like secure enough. It should be okay. But yeah, so it should be secure enough to stay on there. I didn't experience any issues when I was putting the stockings on. It was actually very secure and very much in place, which I was very happy about. So all right, so this is what the stocking looks like once the bow is secure onto the top of the stocking, and it looks really cute. And you can totally leave it just like this if you want to. However, I have a lot more to do because I'm extra. The whole project and design is extra, so I just gotta do it. So the next thing I gotta do, because of course it had to make an appearance, is I gotta do some rhinestones. Okay, All right, so this is how both of the stockings look like before I dip into the rhinestones. But they're so cute. Like I said, you could just like leave it just like this and it'll be just fine. But I'm not doing that. So I quickly stuff some wax paper inside the stockings. If you remember this, if this is causing a little bit of deja vu, I did this for my TZ Valentine project a few years ago. I think, was it back in 2019? But it was with the rhinestone fishnet stockings, but it was Valentine's Day themed. I did the exact same thing. It works like a charm. So I stuffed that in real quick, and then it kind of gives shape to the stockings, and also again make sure that I don't glue the stockings together. And then I am going to take my E6000 Fabifuse glue and dot it all around the stockings, and then place my leftover red rhinestones on top. I'm just taking the ones that have just accumulated over the project of me just like pouring them out constantly. Just whatever sizes I got, whatever colors I got, I'm just using it as long as it's just red. And so I'm just gonna dot it down and then place some rhinestones on top using either a toothpick or a wax pencil, and rinse and repeat. Now for stockings, because they stretch so much, I recommend, if you're doing this, that you place them in very concentrated like areas, or not even areas, but place them in very more concentrated than you want them to be, because they will stretch out a lot. Like if you see, once you see the finished product, you will see how it looks like I barely have any rhinestones on, even though you see how close I put them together on the stockings. Also, number 2 is make sure when you're rhinestoning the stockings around the foot, that on the back of the stockings, that you just kind of make a little oval shape that's about half the size of your foot, in order to make sure that you don't rhinestone the bottom of the foot of the stockings, because that would be super annoying to walk around and have that happen. I don't even want to imagine how that feels. So I did that as well. You just have to guesstimate. It doesn't have to be anything like super accurate. If you want, you can try on the stocking, draw out your foot with some tailor's chalk, and then just make sure you don't like rhinestone in that area. But I just think like you don't have to do that. Like I just guesstimated kind of like the non-stretch version of my stocking foot, and then just kind of rhinestoned it that way. So anyway, I'm just gonna leave y'all to it, because this rhinestoning takes a hot minute before I do the last step, which is one of the best steps to me. All right, so for the very last step, I am taking the People's Princess crown jewel. I believe it's a 25 millimeter size or 27 millimeter size crown jewel, and it's in the teardrop shape, and it's a crystal glass rhinestone, and it's some of the sparkliest things you've ever seen. And I'm just placing it right in the center, hot gluing it right in the center of this beautiful bow. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so cute. So anyway, that's it. This is it. That is the final thing we had to make for this freaking project. Well, I mean, at least on camera. I also did have to make a wig that matched. So don't mind me, but that's a whole other story. I might put it on Patreon if I have the videos, because I had to clear out some storage. But this is how these stockings came out. They're so freaking cute. Y'all will just get flat lay shots, because you will see the final result tomorrow. So hold your horses. Y'all can be patient. But anyway, y'all, thank you so much for watching this series. I just appreciate your support so much, and just indulging me in my creative madness. So anyway, that is it for this video. I'll just send it off to future Tej to finish it up, and then I will see y'all tomorrow for the final look. Okay, but yeah, you'll see the finished product of everything in the very next video, so stay tuned. Like I said, subscribe, turn on post notifications. All the materials will be linked down below in the description box and in the comments. Go to my Patreon. Actually, subscribe to my Patreon to see the finished looks of my Vday Lovecore fashion project early, because they get sneak peeks. All my patrons get sneak peeks of the projects that I'm doing, whether I'm currently working on them or they get a sneak peek of the final look and don't have to wait like everybody else. So that is it for this video. And yeah, so lovelies, that is it. I will see you next video where you'll see the entire finished look. So as always, please love yourself, and I will see you next video. Mwah!